In this video, we're going to go through 10 weird things that you might not know about a manual car, and knowing these will make your driving a lot easier. Before we get into it, let's settle this one thing. Lots of people are arguing in the comments about which one saves fuel. So you guys let me know in the comments, which one of these do you think saves fuel? So the first option is going into neutral from 5th gear and then coasting to a stop. The second option would be gearing down from 5th, then 4th, then 3rd, and then 2nd. Which one of these do you think saves fuel? Put it in the comments below. Let's settle this right now. Let's get started. So many years ago, I was on this road on my test and I wanted to go into 4th gear. I was in 3rd and then I tried to go into 4th, but then I hit reverse by mistake and I could hear the car grinding like this. And I told myself, yeah, Mark, that's it. You failed your test now. Well done. What have you done? Luckily, I passed my test. And that's because you can't really go into reverse at these kind of speeds. Even if you're going much faster, you can't go into reverse. Let me try again. You see, it just makes a grinding noise and then it locks you out that gear. So if you're worried about going into reverse at high speeds, don't be, because it's not possible. So first gear is the best gear to move off in, but in a manual car, you can actually move off in any gear. 3rd, 4th and 5th, they're not the best gear to move off in, but it's still possible. Let me show you. So right now I'm gonna go straight into 3rd, and then I will look around, do my checks, and then move off smoothly, adding a bit of gas as well, and gradually gaining some speed. And then once I get to like around here, it's a bit rumbly, it's a bit shaky, but you see I've moved off in 3rd. It's possible, but it doesn't mean that it's a good idea to do that. Even in 4th, it will take a lot longer, but it can be done. So what a lot of new learners don't realize is the lower gears are more powerful than the higher gears. Let me show you. So like now if I put my gas down in 4th, you see it's taking a little bit of a while to build up the speed. But if I go back to 40 again and then go into 3rd and do the same thing, do you see? It's a lot more of a boost. And you can do that when you're trying to overtake somebody and you want a bit more of a boost. So let me show you. So let's say I'm in 5th gear and I want to overtake somebody quickly. When I'm using 5th, you see it takes a long time to build up speed. But if I go back into 4th and I put my gas down, you see, I get more of a push, and therefore, if I was trying to overtake somebody, I would drop my gear and then accelerate past them. That's where you get that phrase from when people say drop a gear and disappear. They're talking about dropping into a lower gear, which then gives you more of a boost to go past wherever you're trying to disappear from. Getting into reverse gear is something that some learners struggle with, and that's because they try to go into 5 first and then go into reverse. They don't even mean to do it sometimes. They just push the gear stick up a tiny bit and then try to go into reverse like that, and you see it's stiff, it's not going to work. The best way to get into reverse is go straight to the right and then down. That way it's going to work. If you try to go into any gear first before that, it will lock you out of reverse. If that happens, don't keep fighting it. Go back to neutral, then push to the right and down. That way you're going to be in reverse. Some learners will see a hill like this and think, okay, I've got to go into 3rd because 3rd is going to push the car up the hill even better. But 3rd, you see they're shaking, it's vibrating, you see the RPMs are really low. 3rd is not a good gear for climbing up hills. 2nd is much better, it's much smoother and it's more powerful, so therefore it's going to get you up the hill a lot easier. When it comes to moving off, it's a lot better to use the gas along with the clutch, but it's possible to move off with just the clutch. And this is useful for when you're trying to go really slow or if you're reversing slowly as well. Let me show you. So if I'm trying to go a little slow move like this, I don't need any gas for this. I've got my foot just on the clutch and the clutch is working by itself to move. If I want to use a bit of gas, that will give me a bit more power, but you don't always need the gas to move off. And especially in reverse, so let's say I'm trying to reverse down this hill now. If I was to use the gas, it might be a bit too much. Just the clutch by itself is enough to move the car nice and slowly. So you might have seen some people when they're stopping go into 1st gear like this and then do some steering and then come to a nice smooth stop. So when you're doing small moves like that and you're trying to control the car at really slow speeds, 1st gear is really good for doing that. But you can actually stop in any gear that you're already in. Let me show you. And right now I'm in 3rd, so I'm going to check my mirror signal, braking gently. Once I get to like around here, I'll put my clutch down all the way and then come to a full stop, handbrake, neutral, and then I can relax. So you can stop in 3rd, you can stop in 4th. The main thing is that you remember to go back into 1st before trying to move on again. A lot of learners think that coasting into turns is going to help them to not stall the car or to keep more control. So they'll have the clutch down like this, making turns. And when I've asked them why they're doing that, a lot of them, they'll say something like, it makes them feel more comfortable, it makes them feel more secure, like the car's not going to stall. But let me show you that when you do that, you're actually giving yourself more of a chance of stalling. Let me show you what I mean. So like if I go into this turn here, for instance, and then I want to go really slowly into there, I'll put my clutch down to go slowly. Bear in mind I'm in second gear, then I bring my clutch up again, and then that happens. Very, very violent, because I don't know if you heard the wheel spin there. Too slow for second, it's not a good idea. So to make that smoother, to make it a lot better, a better idea would be to slow down more as you approach the turn, and then if you need to gear down, go into a lower gear. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to take the next left, so mirror, mirror, signal. I'm going to slow down the lock because there's parked cars on there, and then once I bring my speed down, I'll see whether I need to change gear or not. So like now I can feel the car shaking, I can see the RPMs dropping to around 1,000, so definitely a good idea to go into first, and then that way I can make this turn smoothly in the correct gear. Stalling is one of those things that's kind of scary for a lot of learners, and so much so that they get scared of stalling on these kind of roads at high speeds. You can't stall when you're going this fast. Unless you brake really hard and then you don't change gears properly, it's not going to be easy to stall the car at this kind of speeds. Stalling happens when you're going slow. I'm talking about really slow, like less than 10 miles per hour, or if you bring the clutch up too fast when you're trying to move off. Otherwise, when you're driving at these sort of speeds, you can't stall. Even if I go into the wrong gear, the sort of speed I'm in 5th right now, you see, it's not the best gear for this. The car's going to rumble a little bit, but you're not going to stall. Where you will stall is like this sort of situation where you try to move off and you do it too quickly, and then you stall because you brought the clutch up too fast. Or if you're bringing your speed down from a high speed and then you don't use your clutch at the right time, you're going to stall then as well. Let me show you what I mean. So in the distance I can see everyone stopping, so then I can start braking. I should be thinking about putting my clutch down at some point, but then if I forget to put my clutch down and I keep braking, at some point the car's going to end up stalling because the RPMs are way too low. So that's how you stall, either by moving off and bringing the clutch up too fast, or by not pressing your clutch down in time when you come into a stop. Let me know in the comments below, what's your least favorite thing about a manual car, and I will try to make videos on it to make it simpler for you, and your comment might feature in the next video. Make sure you subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye. On this video, I'm going to show you how to increase your aura while driving. All the things I'm going to show you can be done on a driving test as well. And stick around to the end to answer a bonus question that only a few drivers know the answer to. Let's go. Moving off quickly is one of those things that people struggle with. The biggest mistake that people make is